when you came to me, you looked for like a South American Aztec sort of thing, looks like a god sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you go for that? Like, why did you? Because I felt like when you asked me for it, I understood what you wanted. However, which I'm gonna I'll post a picture of this tattoo on the video so people can see. It's like an Aztec. Actually, looks like that Aztec there. But of course, in real life, those Aztecs, they are not a full picture. They're like bits and bats because they've been cracked in now because they're so old, they're so classic, you know. I do love the look of them. But when you requested me that, I felt like I had to like get bits from different pictures that we see in real life, because in these older civilizations from South America, they used to build those, but nowadays they are kind of deteriorating in there. So I felt like I had to get bits that I could see and create one for you.
Yeah.
Which that's the thing, that's the bit I thought that I had fun with.
Yeah.
Because I had to create our own South American god. You know what I mean? It's like
And I appreciate it more, man, because obviously it's because you had to kind of take these different elements. I remember coming in, and yeah, because obviously it was my first tattoo. So I was a complete tattoo virgin coming in, asking loads of questions, being like, oh, do I do this? Do I do that? How do you do it? And everything. I remember Lewis told me, he was like, oh, just send me kind of a load of photos that you kind of want incorporated in, and I'll try and like make it into like a unique piece. That's what I like about it as well. So obviously no other tattoo out there like it.
Yeah, that's the cool thing as well. Like, cause I designed it for you. Like, you can't. That pitch is for you, and you are the only ones gonna have the. And I love that because it's so genuine, and because I love the subject as well. I was kind of like, in the freedom. Not only that, I have to thank you for the freedom you gave me to allow me to do that for you.
Yeah.
Because some people, they want something, but when they not give you the freedom, you're like, if you're a bit stuck in a way. Where with you said, look, that's what I want, but just go for it. Just do what you want, you know. And I think, I don't know, maybe in a past life that was my job.
Maybe that, maybe.
Maybe I should dedicate my life to rebuild all these South American statues that's been lost in history. Restore them all.
Yeah, no.
That's my new job.
I always believe it. Trust the professional, man. Obviously, because I was coming in, a lot of the information you gave to me, like, it made sense. It was factual, so you kind of earned my trust from that. And I was like, yeah, just do it. I obviously did my research, saw that kind of the tattoo studio is called La Familia Tattoo Studios. Obviously, that's how I kind of like knew, oh, this guy, obviously potentially South American, and kind of knows kind of the culture and kind of the aesthetic that I'm after. But yeah, no, in terms of the kind of tattoo itself. It's kind of a combination of a lot of different things. So obviously, like the photo on screen is kind of like you have the kind of statues of the ancient kind of Aztec dragons at the bottom. Then you've got like a face kind of like surrounded in like kind of mystical like mist, and then the eye, kind of third eye at the top, kind of beaming out like that. And
was the third eye idea mine or yours?
I think it was mine.
Was it yours?
It might have been yours. I think I might have sent you a photo over.
If it was yours and you said to me, I bet I was just like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But all
because when you can add that to it, because South Americans, they were so spiritual.
Yeah.
Especially back in the day when they used to build the pyramids and stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought it would be really cool to incorporate that to it. And I think we must spoke about it, like, shall we incorporate some spiritual stuff to your tattoo, because that's who they were, you know. And I'm so grateful that you were open-minded about it, and we could express ourselves not only with the picture but actually with the spirituality, you know. Because I think maybe back in the day, South Americans and even Egyptians, like, they used to rule the world, you know, because they were the most spiritual people, probably.
That is what is like fascinating. So kind of going into tattoo as well, kind of having the old kind of Aztec kind of aesthetic, that whole theme of history. History really is a topic that really does interest me. Because obviously humans have been around for kind of so long, and because we didn't really take notes of everything, we didn't like record data, write down history until quite later on. We don't know what happened, you know, God knows like how long ago. And you have all these kind of like, I was interested in kind of like these myths and legends that have came from the past, but you have, the thing that I find interesting about them is you have kind of common similarities with all these places. So for example, you know, in like Mexico, South America, you have the pyramids, but then you have pyramids as well in Egypt, which is, you know,
the other side of the world.
other side of the world.
So but it's hard to think or to guess that it was a myth, because if it was a myth, how come so many civilizations back then were working the same project, the same similarity in different sides of the world as well?
Yeah.
It must be something.
So
You know what I mean? It's not in vain. Like, if you think of the pyramids of Egypt, even is aligned perfectly to a star.
Yeah.
Like, why was that? Do you think some people think that they were doing that just to wind us up, you know?
But even when it gets into kind of like conspiracy theories and kind of stuff, I know it sounds a bit silly, but you know how in kind of every culture, from even, you know, South American to, you know, Chinese, it's like European, you have kind of, you know, these similarities, like in old like paintings and such, you'll find like pictures of dragons and stuff like that, and each kind of area of the world has a different style of like the dragon, but everyone knows what a dragon is, which kind of makes
Do you think dragons existed?
So I saw a conspiracy theory ages ago. It was like dragons could have existed, kind of like being a breed from like the dinosaurs that kind of obviously survived, came through, but they don't exist now, because obviously they were hunted by humans, hunted to extinction, and the reason why you can't find any bones is because they had like hollow bones like birds do, and so they just completely
no trace of it. No trace of it. I believe that as well, man. I don't think it's in vain. Do you think it is about people? I've seen that a lot. People only think what it is what's happening now. Even in football, say for instance, they think, oh, what's happening now, so whatever happened before, it's not it. But everything changes. Everything, like the world changes. The way the form of human beings that we are now in 500 years, like we might, if we look at ourselves in 500 years, we're gonna think that we are just aliens.
Yeah.
Because we developed ourselves to that. Even in 500 years, people might look at us and think we were the dinosaurs.
100%. But that's why it brings it back to the tattoo, kind of why I wanted especially the eye there, the kind of like the mysticism, all about keeping that, especially the eye, that kind of the top of the forehead. Keep an open mind. That's all it kind of represents. Always keep an open mind. Like I say, you weren't there 1,000 years ago, so you cannot tell me, like, you know, what this was. Even the experts who kind of like, I saw the Ancient Apocalypse on Netflix, the documentary with the Dr. Graham guy. But even then, they found a site where they think, so they thought humans came around so many years ago, but now they found a new site where actually they think it was way before than what they originally thought.
I believe that, man.
So it means they could be even further back from then, and it's just so much that we
don't know. Why? Because people want to be part of history, and these people who said, oh, it's not, it's like this time, they don't want someone to take away their pride, you know, because say for instance, someone studied this for like their whole life, studying it, and they think something, and then someone else comes and say, no, this is not true. They literally like ruining their work that they did for a lifetime. So that's why people want to ignore what is, because they want to be part of history. I mean, it's like me studying something for all my life, and I put it in a book of history, say, oh, this is like 3,000 years old, and then you come along and you are like younger than me and you do the same work that I do, and you go like, I don't think so. I think you're wrong, and I'll be like, because people are so egocentric. I mean, if that was me,
it's to do with the ego, isn't it?
If that was me, I'd be happy that you found something better than me, that you found the truth. You know, I tried my best, but you took it to the next level.
Literally,
I would even work with you. You know, but some people see that as a bad thing. They're like, oh, you know, you can't change history. That's how it is, and that's how it's going to be. You know, and we need to keep an open mind, because we don't know everything, and I think we only know the slice of the cake. We don't know the whole cake.
I like that.
We only know a slice, the whole cake. But apparently, we can only see 30% of what is, or 20% of what is.
Yeah.
And apparently, we are blind so we can see. Yeah, we are blind so we can be here, so we can have this experience like touch and physical and 3D. So we are blind in order to have this. So we have to sacrifice something to have something.
Yeah, and it's even, I think we've spoken about it before. It's like, you know, we don't see something that, say, you know, an animal sees. We don't see something that, you know, I don't know, a bacteria sees, or living organisms like that. We can only see what we're obviously designed to see, which means I know, for example, like you have snakes and stuff like that have like heat vision, don't they? They can see like kind of the thermal, how hot you are in your body and all that kind of stuff. And obviously we can do that
like a predator vision.
Like literally, like, yeah. So snakes can literally see like predator vision,
so
which
cool.
Obviously like if you woke up one day and you had like predator vision, you'd be like, oh my god, like what's going on with me and all that kind of stuff. But that's for like a snake, that's reality. And so just obviously
for some beings reality sense. For some beings reality is like feelings.
Yeah.
Energy. So for some beings reality is vibration.
Yeah.
Because if you look at birds, they just vibrating to each other. Everything's vibration. Birds when they fly, they never crash into each other. They're just in harmony. Yeah. In harmony. Mm-hmm. So reality for them is maybe the vibration. Reality for us, we can have more senses because we are human. We have the vibration, we feel, we see. There's a lot more to it. But some beings, reality is just like being and just existing,
But that's why it kind of brings up the question, like, what is reality? You know what I mean? Which is a massive question. You could be here for like an hour.
What I find it fun with people, they think like because it's physical is real.
Yeah.
But you've got to think like, why is it physical? Because it's vibrating. So is that really real? And the only reason I'm actually reading a book, The Kybalion. Yeah, it's a really good book. It talks about the foundation of things, the vibration of things being physical. Everything is vibrating, and it said the world is mental. Apparently, the reality that we have is because of our mind that makes everything look solid. But when we are not looking at it, apparently nothing is solid. Everything is like atoms.
Yeah.
So everything is just like vibrating like that. So really, I'm looking at you now. I'm seeing you solid. You're looking at me because we create this reality. But behind us, you'll be just like.
Because we see it, like because I guess everything kind
it's
of
our
your
brain.
eyes see it, and it goes to your brain, and you automatically just kind of see that. It's like that makes.
Yeah, so it's your brain that makes it. It's your brain that makes your reality. You going home, driving your car, But in reality, really, everything is just like nothing, just like.
That's what I mean. I feel like nothing's ever black and white. It's always a shade of grey, and that's kind of what I wanted to get kind of with the tattoo. Kind of say, keep an open mind. Nothing with the spirituality involved as well, because I do think spirituality is, apparent like in life. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it does exist 100%. Not everything is, like I say, just what you see in front of you.
I think spirituality is just being in touch with your higher self.
Yeah.
Because we are ourselves now in this body, but also there's a higher self, there's a higher us that we can be a part of it. And you can just be in touch with it. And I think, honestly, the best thing you can do is just be having a pleasant, having a gratitude, having a... What's the word I'm looking for?
Just be appreciative.
Appreciative of your existence.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I think, man, everything is vibrating. Everything is going on and on and on and on and on. So everything you experience goes on and on and on. So people are always gonna say, for instance, you want a beer, yeah? And you drink a beer and you're like, oh, so good. And then you want more. There's no stop. I mean, so whatever you want, there's no end to it.
Yeah.
You always gonna be going on because that's like eternity. Everything is vibrating. Mm-hmm. So I think it doesn't matter. Say for instance, some people want to be a millionaire, billionaire, yeah.
Yeah.
But then when you get that, you're gonna want more.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna want more. It's always gonna want more.
Yeah.
Even like you're never content. I guarantee you, like even before you die, you're not gonna be fully content. You're like, fucking, I wish I did this. I wish I did that. So I get it because we're having this experience here, being alive, and it's good. Don't get me wrong, I don't like my beer so my glass of wine because I wanna have a physical experience and enjoy being here, like being with my mates and talking. But like sometimes when you just forget who you are and take a break from your ego and just put your ego to one side, and put your life to one side, or who you think you are, who we think we are, because we think we are someone, because we are not really someone, because one day we're gonna be gone. But when you completely like detach, which it takes practice, it's not easy. When you completely, if you practice the meditation, practice, you get to a point, man. I've had some meditations that is the best feeling I've had in my life, because it was better than any money I've ever earned. It was better than any pleasures I've ever had in life, because I was just fully immersed in my higher self, in who I really am, and all this power, all this content is inside of us, but we don't have access to it because we are constantly trying to look for things in front of us to please us. You know what I mean? So that's why I recommend everyone to meditate, because it's like if everyone meditated, I get it, because it takes practice. Anything in life takes practice. So if anyone tries to meditate first time, they're not gonna do it. It's not gonna happen, because you'll be thinking all your whole life, your mind is being distracted your whole life, and then all of a sudden you ask your mind to stop. It's not gonna stop, man. You know, your mind is gonna just go blah 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 blah. But if you keep it's like my mom, my mom taught me something. She said to me, "Look, Louis, force your reading." I'm like, "Well, how, mom?" Because I don't like reading. She said, "Look, it's good for you. It's good for your brain." And I listened to her, and I read one page of the book, and I was like, "Yeah, okay." Then next day I read one page, and then I read another page the next day, and then I got a little bit into it, and then I start reading 2 pages.
And then
You know what I mean?
it just build on and on and on.
Practice, everything in life is practice. You know, you can't expect your body to first time you do something that you've never done before. You can't expect your body to be like, yeah, that's great. You know.
See, that's interesting. That you said that.
That's why I don't think we don't like something. I think we just don't have the habit.
Yeah, and that's it, building the habits. That's interesting you said that, because remember, like, I came in today telling that Lewis that I was going to do like dry January. So basically, I'm not going out, I'm not drinking. Like I say, keeping these kind of like pleasures, these temptations like away for a month. And I've tried to do like meditation before, but like you say, like I've done it. I've kind of like sat there, and because I'm not really, I don't know if I'm not doing it right or I'm not concentrating. I'm not feeling that kind of like enlightenment that obviously people say like when they're experienced and they meditate often that they get. So are you just kind of, when you're doing it, when you're meditating, are you just kind of trying to kind of keep all kind of thoughts out your head? Or are you trying
meditation to, like, is like watching a traffic jam from a helicopter.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like watching. It's just like detaching from your beliefs, because I think I really believe, not everyone might think I'm right, but I believe we are robots, because if you think about it, 70% of you is your subconscious. Subconscious is a memory. It's who you believe you are. It's everything that you gather in your lifetime, your memories from your parents calling you your name, and you're born in London, and you parents in South America. That's all your beliefs. That's all your people repeating that to you. Yeah. So that goes to your subconscious.
Okay.
So that's the program. So that's who you think you are. Do you know what I mean? So
how do you
all our life, because all our life we programmed to think we are someone, and it's like I was born in Brazil, you know what I mean? And it's like everyone comes to me, "Oh, you're from Brazil, you're from Brazil." Or it's like, because that repetition, I believe I'm from Brazil because of the repetition. So that's why you can do 2 things. Yeah, you can rewrite your subconscious, which is possible. That's why, say for instance, something bad happens to you, right? You believe it's true because it happened to you. Yeah, but if you, that's rosary bead. Yeah. People think this is a praying bead, but it's not. This is a positive affirmation bead. So you can reprogram your subconscious, right? So you can make yourself believe something, whatever you want, because you made yourself believe that you're South American, your parents are South American. You made yourself believe that. Why can you make yourself believe something that you want? I mean, because your subconscious don't know what's right or not. I mean, if you rewrite your subconscious with positive affirmations, with something that you want, your subconscious will believe that, and it will attract that to your life.
And do you do that whilst you're meditating then? Is that what you kind of...
There's different kinds of meditation.
Okay.
There's a meditation for that, where, say for instance, man, if your dad comes to you every day and says, "Son, you're a great person. You're a great human being. You're fantastic. You can do that. Every day of that saying that to you.
Yeah.
How would you be brought up like very confident?
Yeah, you think that you're a great person. Yeah.
If your dad every day came to you and said, Sam, you're a waste of time. I don't like you. I didn't really want you in the family. You're gonna be nothing in your life. Every day of that saying that to you. How would you be? That because everything is a repetition.
Okay. Yeah.
Repetition. That repetition goes to your subconscious and makes you believe who you think you are.
Interesting.
Do you know what I mean? So I believe we are robots because it's like I know certain things in my life because of repetition. We know them because of repetition. Do you know what I mean? It's like, so there's this type of meditation where you reprogram your subconscious, which I think is really good for, which takes practice. If you think about it, when I have a new kid, I'm gonna do that to my kids.
Yeah.
On purpose, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna program things in his head. So when he grows up, he believes that, and you've got the power to do that. How much is that? Of course, I'll do it to his favor, but I will do that because we are responsible for it. Every day, I'm gonna repeat something to him, and that will go to his subconscious, and he's just gonna know it's true.
Yeah, everyone's just kind of hard programmed with kind of what they've been told throughout their life, and then that's who they think they are. But
no one told me when I was a kid that I was able to do anything I wanted in my life. No one told me as a kid that I am capable. I think we are all, if we think we are amazing, multiply that by 10. That's how amazing we are, but we are not programmed to believe that. You know what I mean? And if I have a kid, I'm gonna let him know how amazing he is and how much he can create his reality by just the way he feels or by the way he thinks. You know what I mean? Because everything is mental. And then if you got this kind of meditation, and then if you got another meditation is where you literally just not a person. You're not a man. You're not a woman. You're not a lawyer. You're not a doctor. You're not anything. You're not an artist. You're not. There's no judgment. Because everything, we live in a world of judgment, no way. Everything's judging. Say, for instance, as soon as I saw you, I was like, "What do you do for a living?"
Yeah,
that's a judgment. I mean, because we class everything, and everything's a class. Human beings, they have to classify something to feel comfortable. So, for example, if someone meets me, they're like, "Oh, where do you come from?" I still go, "Oh, I'm from Brazil," and they feel more comfortable because they put me to a place. Human beings are very judgmental. We have to understand things in order to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like meditation is taking all that out of the place. You're no longer someone. You're no longer a mom or dad, a son. You're no longer living on planet Earth. You're no longer. Basically,
just taking all away those kind of like external factors. Those kind of.
You just erase everything that. Of course, it takes practice, but you just erase anything that you be programmed in your subconscious, like we spoke about, and you literally just be is so simple, isn't it? Is our core of existence, is our foundation of everything, is our beginning. It's the start of our. That's why I think it's funny when people say I don't believe in God, but I say like God doesn't. You judging God. God doesn't judge you because judge is not a person. Oh, sorry, God is not a person. God is not a judgment. God is not. God is just like being the light that is giving you life now. So God is not a yes or no, good or bad, mom and dad. It's not because we are mammals. We judge everything our own way. Some people say, "Oh, if I saw God, I said that to him." I'm like, look. God, I think God is a word. It's such an old word that people just misled because they think, "Oh, I don't believe in that." And they say, "Well, how about what is giving you life now?" Say, for instance, the light that is inside of you now is giving you life. How about if someone just turns that off? Because people have their life, they're like, yes, but. Be grateful for your life, for the light that's giving you life. Because how about if everything just gets turned off now, and you stop to exist?
True.
You've got all this existence here, man. Like something that The planet Earth is spinning 700 miles per hour now, and if yours is slightly to the left or to the right, life wouldn't be possible here.
Yeah.
So there is a sort of essence that is making it happen. I'm not judging that as a person, as a whatever you want to call it. There is something. Do you know what I mean? That is what's giving you life now. So why can you not one morning of your life wake up and say thank you?
Yeah.
Because people don't. I mean, people just like, because they have that every day. It's just, oh, this life is shit. Oh, this dimension. I was talking about dimension to my customers. Oh, I want to get out of this shitty dimension.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, this dimension we live in now, the 3D dimension, is a dimension of sense of space. We have a sense of space. Like, I can touch you, I can walk, we can go here, we can go there. But in other dimensions, there's no space. Imagine that. So when you dream, there's no space. There's no, like. That's why when you die, there's no space. A lot of people say, man, you won't appreciate life when you die. But,
It's all to do with
because you only know what you have when you lose.
Yeah, 100%. Man, it's all about perspective. Because like I say, people who, I say maybe some clients that you spoke to, you come over, you said, oh, I hate my shitty job, I hate where like I live and all that kind of stuff. You can go like, oh, like, back when I was in Brazil and, people are getting shot like left, right, centre, I'm just happy to be awake today. And you know what I mean? Honestly, like, they don't understand because, like I say, they kind of take for granted everything that they have over here. And so when, say, they go to a different thing, they're like, oh my God, this is so bad. But I guarantee, there'll be someone who is, like I say, content, happy with kind of what just they've got. They might not have a lot, but they'll still be happy with it. It's guaranteed to be someone, who, say, let's live in, I've heard like Dubai is a very safe country to live in. I've heard Dubai is a very safe place to live in. So say if you lived in Dubai, for example, I imagine there's someone just as happy in a favela, let's say in Brazil, who say doesn't have everything, they have to get their water, once a week and stuff like that. I reckon because if they're happy with what they've got and they're content, they will be just as happy as someone who's living in, like, say, the top floor of a skyscraper in Dubai.
That's so true. There was one day I came to work and I was feeling like a bit down. So, I got work and I was like, there was a guy came to give me my parcel, and he seemed so happy, man. And he was happier than I was, and he was giving me my parcel. And because he was so happy, he made me feel better.
Yeah.
Because he was so happy to give me that parcel. And he's like, how are you, man? How are you always? And he gave me the parcel with so much pleasure. I'm like, I should be even more than him. Like, I thought I do art on people. I draw every day. I do something that I love. I get to meet people. I should be happier than him.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
100%, man. That's something like my dad said.
Someone was doing something so much more. He was giving me a box that wasn't even his.
Yeah.
And the pleasure. See, but how much effect he had on me. Because I'm even talking about him now.
You see, it's the transfer of energy, bro. It is thing, like,
he transferred me that energy, but he made me feel. See,
vibes off, like,
that's why every day you should be happy, talk to people, smile at people, how you give people attention, because that could change their life, man. I mean, they could be feeling down, and they could even in 5 years be talking about you. Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, they see that guy, the pastor, he probably not even know about that, but he made me feel so much better, man. And maybe he watched this podcast and he'll find out.
Bro. He's there. Let's see, but it happens both ways, man. Like transfer of energy, stuff like that. Because you have like say, he was in a positive mood, ended up putting you in a positive mood. Then you have obviously on the other side, say you go out for like a party or something, and some guy's being a bit of a buzzkill. He's kind of ruining the vibe. That'll, in the same way, it will put you down as well. So that kind of transfer of energy, once again, it is there, and I'd say it is kind of a spiritual thing, because like I say, it does exist. You can't deny it. You felt better after the passing guy spoke to you, but it's not one of those things where like I do believe in science and stuff like that, but it's not one of those things. I couldn't write. I don't think there's a particular like scientific explanation for that kind of transfer of energy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think science is like facts in there. It has to be like they think
it's black or white. Do you know what I mean? There's no shades of grey.
I mean, I believe in it. I think science has come really far, but what is it called? Nikola Tesla, he invented electricity, and he said that if science focused on non-physical phenomena, you would make more development in 2 years than in those in 10 years. If you think about it, Nikola Tesla saw electricity. Electricity is a vibration. You can see no vibration, can you?
No.
A radio is a vibration.
Yeah. Like
Can you see?
like the
So
waves
someone
and
had
stuff,
to have faith on the unseen in order to create a radio. Someone had to have faith in the unseen to create the electricity.
True.
So if you just see what's in front of you, you're very limited being, because we not seeing everything. Like, you can't see the planets, right? They affect the earth, they affect the animals, they affect us. You can't see it, but you can feel it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
And it's like obviously the technology and stuff that we have today, if you were to show that to someone like 100 years ago, 200 years ago, they'd think, that's impossible. You know, that's not I wasn't part of their reality. You know what I mean?
because someone had faith on their own thing.
Yeah.
Apparently, though, everything we think, people think what they think is nothing, but everything you think, there's a vibration. When you speak, there's a vibration. There's a vibration going on right now here.